We got a list of 10 comic books. We got a mad Rob Liefeld. Let's get into it. Came home today, sorted some comic books, bagging and boarding, cut myself on the cheek with a Silver Age board.
That is pretty incredible. And I mean, we've already had Jeff talk about how he saw Mylar at shows with blood on it because Mylar is super sharp. Comic book collecting can be really dangerous. Keep some Band-Aids at hand and a first aid kit.
Yeah, you got to be careful out there. Another thing you can do to help you be mindful and keep up to date is follow comicbookinvest.com, CBSI. They put out a really great list every week.
They do.
That we cover the hot 10 comic books, the movers, the shakers, the comic books that cause a spike, a little bit of a ruckus in the comic book community.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys, over at CBSI. You should make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below for an opportunity to win something, and let's jump right into it, Tom.
Absolutely. Let's kick this list off at number 10 because we have Uncle Scrooge making the list.
Okay, we've seen Uncle Scrooge on hot lists before. We actually had Uncle Scrooge number 179, which is a super low print run Whitman comic that made the top 10 Bronze Age comics of all time.
That's right. They actually put that book as one of the all-time most scarce comic books that exists because it was an added book in a low print package that Whitman distributed.
Well, that's super cool, but this is not that book. This is a book that came out this last week. This is the Uncle Scrooge number 43 Matura 1 in 10 variant. This is an IDW comic that, again, came out very, very recently. These are selling in the $20 to $25 range. But the really interesting thing is, from all of our research, we found 2 sales.
Yeah, I don't know if I would call
listed.
this super hot. I mean, it's definitely spiked out the gate really quick, but 2 sales doesn't tell me that this is probably going to be hot in the community just yet.
No, but again, you see these Uncle Scrooge collectors that are rabid. They are going to collect them. A lot of the Disney people are willing to pay it. It's a very pretty cover. It looks very nice and painted. It definitely harkens back to Carl Barks days, so I absolutely understand.
That's right. You got that first appearance that's super sought after by collectors. You have that Dell 178.
Yeah, early 4-color, and it's just first Scrooge McDuck, you know?
1947. So we'll be keeping an eye on some of these Disney properties, especially with Disney making some big moves. But let's take a look at number 9.
So number 9, we have Avengers number 196, and we talked about this last week. This is the first appearance of Taskmaster. Now, we talked about Ultimate Taskmaster last week, and we kind of mentioned how much we loved this green cover of this fantastic book. Well, it's on the list this week at number 9. We're seeing a 9.6 running for 400 plus, 9.4s for 325, 9.8s are over $1,000. So this book is all over the place, but keeping going higher and higher for a fantastic book and a great pickup.
I think this is a good bet. This is one that you can keep in your collection for the long term. It's a great character, one that people have been buying for years, well before any news of him potentially being in a film. And now that we got him making the screen, it's time will tell what's going to happen to this book. Keep an eye out for issue 195. We mentioned that last week. That's his cameo appearance.
Yep.
I also want to mention Marvel Team Up 103. This came out soon after 196. This is his second full appearance, one that is regularly missed. And I have to mention my all-time favorite Taskmaster appearance in Second Chance Man, the Ant-Man run that pretty much the Paul Rudd Ant-Man was based off of.
Absolutely, yeah.
Issue number 3. You got Taskmaster holding up Ant-Man, looking like he's going to eat him, and it's awesome.
Very, very cool.
Let's take a look at number 8 on the list, Akira!
Tetsuo! Coming in at number 8, Akira number 1. This is fantastic. For a big anime fan, and again, you guys know I just got back from Japan, this is a great book. For those of you that don't know, Akira is a manga that was very classic for a very long time. It was a movie that came out in 1988 or so. It was
$5 to $10 book.
It was not a whole lot for a very, very
time.
long time. This was released in prestige format in the late 80s and early 90s by Epic through Marvel. As it's mentioned, 38, the later runs, 35, 36, 37, 38, low print run books are generally the more expensive ones. Well, number 1 is spiking. For those of you that also don't know, Akira is supposed to take place in the year 2019, so this is perfect timing for this.
And it's kind of funny. this year. It gets announced this year.
Really is, but we just found out that Leonardo DiCaprio's company that's been working on making this just got granted an $18 million tax credit to shoot in the state of California.
Ooh, I wonder what they're going to do.
Well, that means that we are even farther along with production of this super cool neo-futuristic. It's just very, very cool. I mean, we ended up seeing the Bitterroot Akira variant. There are all of these homages and Akira throwbacks everywhere. If you don't know the original, if you haven't seen the original, go see it. Watch the sub, watch the dub. I'm pretty sure you can find a copy of it anywhere. It is readily available and really one of the best animes out there, truthfully.
If you're looking for that number one, they're going for $50 to $60 now.
That is so crazy because I know only a few weeks ago it was $10 or less for a reader copy. So 50 to 60 for a raw, and it's a prestige. So a lot of these are a little bit thicker and very, very condition sensitive.
Absolutely. Just like number 7 on the list, we've talked about this book before. We have Special Marvel Edition issue number 15 making his way back. We have Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu. We have some original art over there, courtesy of the Guru.
Very cool.
He's also a very big fan. And this is exciting because we know that there's a movie coming, but there's no like new news happening yet. We just know that there is a director that's been chosen, but we haven't seen any pictures. There's no leaks. We don't have really anything, but we do have collectors who are buying out this issue aggressively. We are seeing all-time highs, Russ.
Right. And this is great because we saw this book spike when we knew that Iron Fist and Power Man were going to be doing something in the Defenders universe of Netflix, and then it spiked again when they announced the movie in last December, and now it's spiking in for no real reason other than it just seems to be fairly popular.
So back when we were covering this, I don't know if you remember, but 9.4s were going for around $700. We're seeing them exceed $750 now, but wait, 9.6s. We were seeing those hit right around the $1,200 mark.
Right.
Now we're seeing highs of $1,900.
Wow.
All-time highs.
Crazy, and it's not going down anytime soon.
Just wait for them to drop some awesome trailers showing some like just legit kung fu happening.
It's going to go up again. We know that.
Absolutely.
Now, this next one is a little bit interesting. Number 6, we have Sonata number 1, the Comics Pro variant. Sonata doesn't come out officially for 2 or 3 more months.
It's early, man.
But the fact that we have the number 1 Comics Pro variant and it's getting as much buzz as this, so about a month ago, because this came out at Comics Pro, which was like the week before Emerald City, so we're looking about 5 or 6 weeks ago is when this came out. A month ago, this was selling for $10 to $15. We just checked eBay, $40 consistently. Someone bought it for $80, and this is really, really going up. It seems kind of a cool book. I'm really digging the idea behind it. Brian Halvoren's working on it, and he did Witchblade, absolutely, and Medieval Spawn. I mean, we know that we really, really dig his stuff. This is just kind of a new book from him, and it's getting buzz. We don't know
man.
One issue that's not even out for the next 2 months. So let's revisit this in July. Tell me where we're at then.
People speculating, man. That's what they're doing. That's exactly what this looks like too, because it's very few copies, and if people are willing to go double, triple what they were going for out the gate, it means that there's something more to the story.
Well, you know, we have a lot of great people out there speculating right now. So let's take this opportunity to give some shout outs to the comic book community who are doing some good hunting.
Absolutely. Really like that transition. All right. We have Al Picknell, who picked up a Bitterroot number 1 as well as the Mignola variant.
Yes.
I'm glad you mentioned that in the video.
I
found
love
2
that.
copies.
Nice. I love that Mignola variant. I saw it. I'm like, gotta have this for Tom. So Hawaiian Punch 72 got that copy of Dark Red number 1.
Heck yeah. Oh, and then we have Jay Tagle. He picked up 4 copies of Immortal Hulk number 1. He said he got them for a good price. So that sounds like a fun mail call to me.
That does sound like a fun mail call. Cool Comics 22 got Eternals number 1 in a 9.0, a 9.2, and a number 3 in a 9.0. Eternals has had buzz for a long time now, and it's very cool to see people finally catching on to the Eternals train.
Absolutely. And then we have the collector guy who's showing off his Hulk 14, 2 different copies that he picked up for $2 each.
Wow.
And did you know that Hulk 14 had a variant, a She-Hulk cover variant? Didn't even know.
Nice.
Thanks for tagging us over on Instagram. We really do appreciate that. You can follow me at ComicTom101.
I didn't even know that there was a variant for that comic. You know what? If you guys tag me on Instagram, I'll be able to like and share with Tom, and we'll be able to get you on this list. I even had someone hit me up directly on Instagram. Johnny Future, one of our local friends, found Immortal Hulk 1 through 14 for $40 at a local shop. Oh my God. Good job. Good find, man.
That's why you gotta go to your LCS. You just gotta go hunting. You may never know what you may find. All right, let's jump back into the list at number 5 because we got a heated Rob Liefeld.
Yeah.
All right, coming to the list at number 5, we have Spider-Man Deadpool issue number 47. What is going on with this book?
Okay, so it's supposed to be the first cameo appearance of Major X. And we know that Major X is the new character that Rob Liefeld's been working on for Marvel, and there's been a lot of buzz about this for a while. So I started getting tags about this a couple days ago, and someone's like, oh, his real first appearance is this. And they're showing me the panel, and he's kind of spinning off into infinity and all of this
He's
stuff.
like in the middle of a page in this book. And it's interesting because Rob Liefeld does not like the fact that this happened.
No, he really, really doesn't, because I think he wants to capitalize on the fact that there's another variant that Rob's trying to push, that Rob's trying to sell, that Rob's trying to make money on.
And he's on the cover. Okay, so this is what happened. We had a number of members in the community point us to this direction here.
Right.
I found out from AKA Mr. Bolo.
That's who
shout
tagged
out.
me as well. Yep.
He showed the panel. It went through the community like wildfire over these last 2 days.
Cover price to $35, $40 is
Overnight.
what this book is going to. Overnight. We're not joking. Seriously, it was overnight. If you weren't paying attention to this book, it's gone and it's dumb expensive.
All right, but it's not all, because we have Rob Liefeld who has something to say about it. He says, let me tell you, Spider-Man / Deadpool number 47 is in no way, that's capital letters, the first appearance of Major X. It came out a week after Deadpool 10. I'm giving it notice by mentioning it here, but I will never, ever sign a single copy. Deadpool 10 came out a week before, as I anticipated a clown move like this. Strong words.
Yeah, they're pretty strong words from Rob Liefeld, and we like him. He's a nice guy.
But Matt responded. We have Matt Horak, who was actually the one to pencil Major X in. And this is what he said. Not trying to clown. I just liked the design and was told I could use whomever I wanted in our story. I didn't realize it would be in stores before Major X 1. Just wanted to pay tribute, honestly. No offense meant.
Okay, that's cool.
But the story heats up even more because yesterday on the 4th, Key Collector did a notification push alerting everyone about this cameo appearance. Rob Liefeld not only tweeted about this, as I just read, he blocked Nick over at Key Collector. All right, we have some drama happening in the community. We will be definitely keeping an eye out on this issue, but Russ, wasn't there another variant popping?
This book spiked. The Spider-Man Deadpool 47 definitely spiked. Major X number 1 came out this week, and you're looking at strong sales of $10 for a brand new book. But the thing that I'm shocked about is that the 1 in 25 Whilce Portacio variant is selling strongly at 50 and above, and it didn't make this list. And it's interesting that at number 10, we have that Scrooge that has 2 sales with nothing else listed, and the Whilce Portacio variant has 81 sales in the last week that are all in the $40 to $60 range, and there's 55 more of them listed in the $40 to $60 range. So it's a hot book. If you have an opportunity to pick up the 1 in 25 Whilce Portacio variant, I definitely recommend it. It is good looking. And as much as I love Rob Liefeld, Whilce's art is...
Ooh, shots fired on multiple fronts, but I like it. I like the honesty. Let's take a look at number 4 because we had some recent news, some Stargirl news. We have Stars in Stripe Zero, the first appearance of Stargirl, making the list here. This isn't the first time that this character has caused a spike in the market, but now that we are approaching her new series that's going to be debuting on the DC app, well, we get our first image of the character, which is causing even more spikes in the market. About 2 weeks ago, this book was hitting right around 150 at 9.8. Well, recent sales are showing around $330 for this book. So even larger spikes than originally when we were talking about this comic book months prior. And back then, we were seeing a once $5 book going for like under 20.
And it was really shocking at that point in time to see it spike so much. I'm looking at eBay now, and people are trying to get 200 to 300 for raw copies.
Character looks cool, man.
This book is a really, really hot one, and it's not going anywhere.
All right. Number 3 on the list, I'm not as familiar with. We have Amber Blake, number 1.
So the buzz about Amber Blake has been around for the last couple months now. It's an IDW book, and it's about a woman that's basically trying to exact revenge on a school that she got recruited into that was doing some nefarious things towards kids and the people at the school. So it's a revenge story, and people are really digging it. A couple weeks ago, I got a notice from IDW that it was going to be oversized. So think Batman Damned size. It's magazine size.
Magazine sized. Oh, was that making it more attractive?
Well, it really pops on the shelf. You look at it, it's really, really big. Well, the 1 in 10 variant is a gorgeous looking variant. Just a really, really cool book. And we knew that there was buzz about this book because it's kind of a revenge story. I didn't have the opportunity to read it this week because Diamond shorted me all of my copies.
No. Again?
Exactly.
Like every other week?
Happens all the time. So if you have a copy, enjoy it. I'm hearing it's a fantastic story. But the 1 in 10 Catherine Nodell variant is going at 40 to 50, which again, 4 to 5 times ratio for a brand new book. It's crazy. But a lot of people didn't order this book because it was oversized and it just doesn't fit on normal shelves.
Interesting stuff. I like that publishers are taking a little bit more risk in the style of comic book. After you brought those spawns back from Japan and those dust jackets with the thick exterior,
cool.
I'm like, I would pay a little extra for a really, really unique book. And I
Right.
think we're seeing that. Maybe they're dabbling, but you know what? I'm going to encourage it.
They
All
should.
right. All right. Over here at number 2, we have a character that won't stay down, that can't die. We have Immortal Hulk breaking the list. And we got the 1 in 25 variant.
We talked about this last week.
Number 16, man.
We talked about 16 last week and how they were doing a second print of the 1 in 25 variant, and it's kind of a cash grab. So it's finally out. And
Hey.
it's
hot.
Yay!
It's hot. Who would have thought?
But it's nowhere near as hot as it was. And I mean, even CBSI was talking about how it was pre-selling at almost $200, and now it's in about the $100 range. I have a special surprise for those of you who are fans of the show, and maybe you're not happy that it's no longer $200, but I have one of these to give away.
Oh, you're not going to put it on eBay?
No.
It made the...
Nope.
Oh, you don't do that. That's cool. You're going to give it to the community?
Totally. So
Oh.
like, subscribe, comment down below. I have a 1 in 25 Bennett variant. These are going on eBay in the $100 to $125 range. They were pre-selling for almost $200. We love the comic fan. We love the comic book community. And I really want to make sure that we're giving back and you see how much we want to give back to you guys. So like, subscribe, comment down below for an opportunity to win. Number 2 this week, the Immortal Hulk number 16 Bennett 1 in 25 variant. It is an interesting cover. I personally don't like the damn thing. I think that
Kind of ugly, yeah.
if they had done something where it was sideways, where you got to see the whole photo, but like the CBSI list says, you can't display it unless you flay it out. And that's going to ruin your spine. So you can either display the weird Hulk, or you can display the Bruce Banner, and like their tongues are connected. Weird.
You don't care for it. It's not my favorite cover either. I wasn't super excited. But
Alex Ross has been killing it. I don't know why you're going to change the game on us and give us a different variant, but the community has spoken, and this thing is massive.
In the comment section, let us know.
Yep.
I'll enter you to win this book, and we want to hear your opinion. Let's take a look at the list here at number 1, because we have a book that it's surprised us. Not in the same aggressive way as Immortal Hulk has, but it won't stay off the list. We have Naomi number 1. Brian Michael Bendis goodness, making the list at number 1. This was a book that we were reporting on the honorable mentions that was like right around $10. It spiked up to 15. Number 3 made the list last month. We were looking back at 1 through 3, all spiking. Well, number 1s are now hitting the list at right around $40 now.
And it's crazy to see that this is at $40 right now. But truthfully, if you start thinking about the breadcrumbs that they're leaving, the stuff that Brian Michael Bendis is working on, the fact that Siegel and Schuster are already given credit and getting paid royalties for whatever's happening in this story. There's something Superman-y going on. We don't know 100% what's happening yet, but Naomi is integral. And whatever they're retconning in the universe, whatever they're changing and whatever they're doing is gonna be massive. And we know that. Brian Michael Bendis does not play small. When he comes in, he creates the ultimate universe. He creates what's going on in the Wonderverse. He creates what's going on in Jinx World. And that's what he's doing. He is breaking the mold and redoing something. Naomi, if you're not reading it, get on it. It is story driven, but we know that there is something happening in the next 2 or 3 issues of Naomi that is just absolutely going to crack the DC universe in half. People are going to freak out when this happens.
We got massive giveaways to do. So let's just get into it.
My gosh, Tom, it's great. We have 6 giveaways from last week. Thank you so much to Scout Comics for giving us 6 books to be able to give away to the comic fam this week.
All right, so we got a list of 6 people. We got William Medina. You're going to be getting the Mall issue number 1. We got Kyle Carson coming onto the list, picking up a Solar Flare number 1, courtesy of Scout Comics. We have, who is this? Dragon XXER69. Picking up the Cyber Spectre, courtesy of Scout Comics. We also have Linkovich Komofsky.
Sure.
And we have Smoketown number 1 going out to you, my
If you understand your name and know what Tom just called out, you've won a comic.
Did I say it wrong?
Probably.
All right. We're going to keep rolling with it. We got Bob World. Bob World, you're getting the source.
Ooh, nice.
All right. And then the last giveaway is going out to Stephanie Dave. And that one is actually being sent from Scout Comics because they're going to be sending you a full run of the mall plus a retailer incentive variant. So make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. Our giveaways are getting a little out of hand, Russ.
They really, really are. If you won this giveaway, make sure you contact me at bagsandboardsgiveaway@gmail.com. That is the best way to ensure that we will ship this to you. And Stephanie Udave, please send me an email and I will make sure to put you in contact with the people over at Scout Comics so we can get you that package as well.
And shout out to comicbookinvest.com CBSI for getting us this list early so we can deliver it in video form to the community on Fridays, every Friday. Thank you so much, comic book community, for joining us today. And as always,
geek responsibly.
Enough
said. You only have 10 more days to sign up for the mystery mail call, and this month we have a ton of copies of Shazam number 1 to go out. The new movie is hitting and a lot of people are digging it a whole lot. Link in the bio down below.